come out with his tail between his legs. Why is that? Because there is no central government in Afghanistan. There's 300 tribal leaders in Afghanistan, and you don't have any way to negotiate anything that makes any sense with any of them. So I think it's very good to take out some of those armed camps there where they were training terrorists. But you can do that with drones and other kinds of things. You don't have to put our troops in harm's way in order to do that. And I think we need to spend a lot more time and effort on covert activities. I think we do not need to tell everybody what we have and what we can do. And we certainly need to have an incredibly strong military. And we need to use it in a very moral way. You know, when we look at what happened in Iraq, that also was a situation. I very much disagreed with that war as well. I told President Bush, and we were very good friends, but I said, or my feeling was very strongly that Saddam Hussein was a very evil man. And, you know, he killed 400,000 of his own people. As far as I'm concerned, that in itself is reason enough to get rid of him. But we don't have to start a war over there to get rid of him. That's why we need much better covert forces and activities and mechanisms, and we need to infiltrate other societies. We need to start that as 10, 15, 20 years down the road and have our people in place. There's a lot of things that we can do that make sense. We also must have an external appearance of strength. And we need to be developing all kinds of weapons at all points in time, including anti-ballistic defense mechanisms. We have to be able to not only defend ourselves, but our allies. We need to understand who our friends are, like Israel, and not leave them hanging out. And I actually believe that if we project the image of strength and consistency, the number of problems will settle down pretty quickly. You know, if I had the authority and there was something going on like what happened in Rwanda a few years ago, I would squash it in 2 seconds. And it really doesn't matter where it was. You cannot sit around in good conscience and let genocide go on somewhere when you have the power to stop it. But if you do that consistently, then it won't happen. If people know that if I go in here and I start slaughtering these people are going to come and get me, they're not going to do it. It's as simple as that. It's just like in a schoolyard. If you have bullies that are allowed to beat up on kids, they're going to be beating up on them all the time. But if you stop it and you come down on it strongly, it's going to stop happening. And that's a simple observation.
Dr. Carson.
Yes.
Thank you for a great talk. In addition to the things you mentioned about honest conversations and being courageous, how do we take back sort of the media tends to shout common sense solutions like you talked about down and demonize things.
Yes.
How do we honestly and openly really counter that in a civilized way?
Actually, the answer to that is quite simple. I'll tell you ahead of time. It's in the book now. When we start having all those conversations with our friends and our associates and our extended family, tell them to boycott the biased media. They will be terrified. They will be terrified. And if we start boycotting them, they will either change or they will disappear, one or the other. But we have that power. But as long as we continue to look at them, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And we don't need them, quite frankly. And I'm hoping that some of the young people out here, who are studying, production, and have all the technical know-how, will start some objective stations, some more objective stations. We need more than just Fox News. We need a whole bunch of different ones who are willing to look at all the stories and don't pick and choose which stories they want to talk about.